Oh, I see, Jesse. You're gonna bring your fancy little red glasses onto the show. You think you're cool. I am cool. These are Hubermans. Andrew, why don't you give me a call? Maybe we could do a little deal. You guys know who Andrew Huberman is? These are his glasses. They look pretty good. Anyway, welcome to the 2025 MAGA Fest. This is where Trump's dropping truth bombs, liberals are crying into their kombucha, the tears into the kombucha. It's ruining it. And corporate America is learning that America first is more than just a hashtag. This is the greatest show on X, and we're just heating up. Trump's got Fortune 500 CEOs walking on eggshells. He's pitching his Patriot Economy like a boss. He is the boss, and they're too polite to say otherwise. Today, Trump, on August 7th, 2025, just signed an executive order telling the Labor Department and the SEC to retool 401k rules under the ERSIA so that you can throw your private equity, real estate, and yes, cryptocurrency into the bucket. Think of it this way. Tomorrow, your retirement could look like a Silicon Valley garage sale. 1 part Tesla stock, 1 part Dogecoin, and maybe a moonshot condo on a Detroit zip code where the crime rate is only mildly terrifying. Wall Street's already clutching his DEI spreadsheets and hyperventilating into his reusable hemp bags. Sorry, suits. America is taking its money out of your ESG sandbox. And the left has got a new term they're screaming, they're screeching, they're squawking about. It's called Trumpmandering. That's the pearl-clutching name they've slapped on GOP redistricting efforts. This, of course, from the same party that turned California's congressional map into a psychedelic art project. In Texas, Republicans are redrawing lines to lock in 5 extra seats for 2026, flipping districts that Trump has already won. Democrats literally fled the state to avoid the vote. Call this hypocrisy in its finest. So, government abbots now suing their party chair. Classic. But Obama, he wants to weigh in. He wants to support. He's going to help. And how is he going to do that? By lamenting on X. He's calling this a power grab. Like blue states don't rig maps in broad daylight. Look, I understand. Both sides played dirty, but the GOP is now playing to win. You have to understand, the Democrats have basically exhausted their gerrymandering potential. The GOP has 15, 16 seats to go. You see those spaghetti-shaped districts? Well, they're serving up House control. And the left, they can choke on their kale smoothies. Trump's immigration game is on the offense. He's pushing for a 2027 census that counts only legal residents, something that courts have blocked before. But he's taking another swing. Sanctuary cities are quietly taking down their everyone's welcome banners and slashing migrant budgets, learning that America First doesn't come with free hugs and a tote bag. You have to understand, a lot of these sanctuary cities are now bankrupt. They have no money for anything. They're closing down hospitals, they're closing down public schools. They have to do something. And that something is to focus on the people that live there legally. Citizens. Trump is even negotiating with Rwanda to take in over 200 migrants arrested in Connecticut and San Diego. This, of course, leaves the left in full meltdown mode. Congressman Steve Cohen claims that it could hit green card holders. Now the DMV lines are starting to look a little bit like the TSA at Guantanamo. Trump's locking down the border, and the liberal resistance is reduced to writing protest poetry? On the debt ceiling front, Republicans are gunning for a $2.5 trillion reduction in spending cuts and a 15% corporate tax rate to keep businesses in America. We got to keep the businesses here, folks. Make America great here, not over there. Democrats are acting like this is an assault on their artisanal cheese budget. It is. We don't want them to have their artisanal cheese budget. We want to put that money back into the system. But they say, who cares? We're already $3 trillion in debt. Why not we just max out Big Daddy China's credit card? That's a scary thought. That's what they're proposing. Meanwhile, FEMA tried to shuffle $4 billion from its disaster preparedness fund into other projects, and a federal judge in Boston said, no, these billions are for flood barriers and grid upgrades, not your MAGA projects. Newsflash, Biden's FEMA diverted funds from Georgia and Tennessee during the worst flooding those states have suffered thanks to Hurricane Helene to fund what? The left's illegal immigrant agenda. Look it up. It's absolutely ridiculous. And this was just last September. Trump is still trying to trim Biden's bloated budget. Over in the Senate, Republicans are unbundling border security from tax talks so they can get one of those balls rolling. And the lobbyists, they're sprinting across Capitol Hill like it's the Hunger Games, begging, please don't cut my budget. My dog's college tuition, it depends on it, guys. Barky, he needs to go to college. I guess they named their dog Barky. And now, Epstein's ghost is haunting DC again. The House Oversight Committee is issuing subpoenas for Bill and Hillary Clinton, Loretta Lynch, and the transcripts from the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. Trump calls it a hoax to shift the focus, while J.D. Vance teams up with AG Pam Bondi and FBI's Kash Patel to dig deep. While there's no dirt yet, it looks awfully blue. And it's not looking good. The liberals are starting to sweat, just like they got an invite to Mar-a-Lago. And someone even tried to list the Epstein Island on Verbo to clear the air. But that air is still filthier than a DC dumpster in August. Trump is draining the swamp, and the Clintons, they're running out of rugs to hide under. So, 2025 is shaping up with Trump rebuilding America, owning the House, securing the border, cutting debt, and draining the swamp. This isn't politics, it's a MAGA revolution. X is your front row seat, so like, follow, smash that bell, because the left's out of moves and Trump is just warming up.